Welcome, beloved soul. I am so grateful you are here in this quiet, sacred moment. The angels have carried a message to your spirit, and I have been asked to whisper it gently into your heart. They say this: they tried to run. They tried to escape what was written in heaven. But God called them back to you. This is not about control. This is not about chasing anyone or trying to hold on to what is slipping away. This is about divine order, about the way God's love refuses to be denied when it has written two names into the same story. Yes, they tried to run. They tried to silence the stirring in their soul. They tried to make sense of something too holy to be explained by human reason. But the angels are whispering now that running could never remove what God Himself had already spoken. You see, the heart that belongs to you by God's design may wander, but it cannot truly disappear. One who was made to walk beside you may hesitate, but they cannot be erased from your path. Heaven is always patient, and heaven always wins. I know, dear one, that you have felt the ache of absence. You have wondered why they pulled away, why they pretended not to see, why they acted as though your soul did not call to theirs. And I know how heavy the silence has been. But I tell you now, that silence was not the end, that it was a pause, that it was a season of running that only revealed to them what they could never truly escape. Because when God speaks a name into your destiny, every attempt to resist will only circle them back to the truth. The angels whisper. Their running was never rejection, it was revelation. It showed them that no one else could take your place. It showed them that peace did not live in distance. It showed them that joy did not live in denial. It showed them that the home of their soul was not out there in some distraction, but right here where God had planted the seed of holy love. And now, heaven is guiding them back, not because you begged, not because you demanded, not because you tried to prove your worth, but because God Himself breathed a command into their spirit. Return. Go back, see again what I have given you. Step into the blessing you once ran from. Beloved soul, can you feel this whisper? It is not a shout, it is not thunder, it is not fire. It is the gentle press of truth against your spirit, assuring you that all is not lost. They tried to run, but God called them back to you. And when God calls, even the most stubborn heart learns to listen. Even the most fearful soul begins to soften. Even the most wounded spirit dares to believe again. You are not waiting in vain. You are not hoping in emptiness. One who made the stars has also made a way for reunion. Do not be anxious about how it will unfold. Do not demand that it happen in your time. Rest in the certainty that heaven's timing is always perfect. Even now, as you hear these words, the Spirit is working in places you cannot see. The Spirit is guiding conversations you do not hear. The Spirit is softening hearts you cannot touch. And the Spirit is aligning their steps back toward you. Yes, they tried to run, but they cannot outrun grace. They cannot outrun the one who knit their soul together. They cannot outrun the pull of destiny that joins your story to theirs. Pause here. Dear one, breathe gently. Allow this truth to wash over you like warm light. God's call is stronger than their fear. God's call is louder than their confusion. God's call is more enduring than the walls they tried to build. And because of that, you will see them return. Not in weakness, but in surrender. Not in shame, but in reverence for the love they once resisted. For love is patient. Love is kind. Love never fails. Even when they tried to run, love never let them go. And so, it brings them back. Beloved, if this message has touched your heart, I want to invite you gently, if you desire more whispers like this, more words of peace for your soul, please consider subscribing here, so you can continue to walk with me in these quiet moments. I also welcome you to share your reflections, your thoughts, or even your prayer requests in the comments below, for you never know whose soul you might comfort when you speak your truth. And if you feel moved, if you feel that this gentle word has blessed your journey, you can share this video with someone. who may need a reminder of God's faithful love. And with a humble heart I say, if you wish to support this channel more deeply, you may also leave a super thanks. Every offering of gratitude helps me to keep creating these peaceful messages, to let them travel further, to reach more weary souls who need God's touch. Your support is not just for me. It is for the unseen one who will stumble across this message at the very moment they are ready to believe again. I thank you with all my heart for simply being here. Your presence is already a gift. Let us return now to the whisper. They tried to run, but heaven was never chasing them with anger. No. Heaven was following them with compassion. Every step away from you only revealed to them the depth of what they left behind. Every empty path only showed them the fullness that only you carried. Every silence only magnified the voice of their longing for you. And though they tried to fill the space with other things, the truth was unshakable. You are part of their God-given destiny. Do not confuse their running with rejection. It was fear. Not hatred. It was confusion. Not dismissal. It was weakness. Not indifference. And it is weakness that God transforms into strength. It is fear that God transforms into courage. It is confusion that God transforms into clarity. The angels whisper. Prepare your heart. Not with anxious striving, but with holy patience. Not with restless waiting, but with quiet trust. Because when they return, they will not be the same. They will come with new eyes, softened by the journey. They will come with new faith, tested by their wandering. They will come with new humility, shaped by their mistakes. And you, dear one, are being prepared too. This waiting has not been wasted. This silence has not been empty. This ache has been your classroom. And God has been teaching you this sacred language of endurance, of gentleness, of forgiveness, of hope that does not disappoint. When the two of you meet again, it will not simply be a reunion. It will be a resurrection. The love that once seemed to die will rise in greater power. The bond that once seemed broken will be made stronger than it ever was before, because God does not restore halfway. When He brings something back, He brings it back full, holy, and overflowing. Yes, they tried to run, but they are learning what you already knew. Love is not a cage. It is a calling, and God's call cannot be silenced. Beloved soul, linger in this peace for a moment longer. You do not need to force. You do not need to fear. You do not need to chase. You need only to remain still, to keep your heart open, and to trust the one who is writing your story. And in His time, in His way, He will let you see with your own eyes what your spirit already knows. They tried to run, but God called them back to you, and they are on their way. Welcome back, beloved soul. I am grateful you have chosen to remain in this sacred space, where peace flows like a river and truth settles gently into your heart. The message of heaven has not ended. It continues, like a song that cannot be silenced, like a light that cannot be hidden, like a truth that cannot be erased. And today, the angels whisper again. Yes, they tried to run, but God's hand was already upon their path, guiding them back to you. Do not imagine their journey as wasted. Every step they took away from you was not in vain. Every detour was a lesson. Every wrong turn was a mirror. Every lonely night they endured was a reminder of the love they left behind. See, when someone tries to escape what heaven has ordained, they only encounter echoes of what they are meant to embrace. They meet reflections, but not substance. They touch shadows, but not the light. They feel sparks, but not the fire. And eventually, the soul begins to ache for what is real. Eventually, the heart begins to crave what is true. Eventually, the spirit longs for the one it was created to recognize. Beloved soul, you are that recognition. You are not just another presence in their life. You are the one heaven carved into their destiny. That is why running could not erase you. That is why distance could not replace you. That is why silence could not undo what God Himself has done. Yes, they tried to run, They told themselves stories to quiet the truth. They whispered excuses to drown out their longing. They sought comfort in distractions, in temporary hands, in fleeting moments. But nothing held. Nothing satisfied. Nothing silenced the voice of God within them saying, "This is not where you belong. Return to the one I chose for you." And though they resisted, though they delayed, though they clung to their fear, the call of God never faded. It is a holy tether, invisible but unbreakable. It is a golden thread that draws them back again and again until surrender becomes the only way forward. Beloved, I know your heart has wondered. I know the nights have been long, filled with questions you could not answer. Why did they leave? Why did they hide? Why could they not simply stay? But hear this truth now. Their leaving was not to destroy the bond. It was to strengthen it. It was not punishment. It was preparation. It was not abandonment. It was awakening. They needed to see what life was without you, so they could understand what life was with you. They needed to walk in emptiness, so they could recognize the fullness God had already placed in you. They needed to touch brokenness, so they could honor the healing only love can bring. And so, even their running has served God's design. Even their silence has been woven into your story. Even their distance has been used by heaven as a tool of remembrance. The angels whisper, "Do not despise this journey, for even the wandering has been holy ground. Even the detour has been sacred. Even the absence has been filled with divine purpose. And soon, you will see what heaven has been shaping all along." Beloved soul, before we continue deeper, let me pause to invite you gently, if these words of peace stir something in your heart. I welcome you to subscribe, so that you may continue to receive these whispers whenever you need them. I also invite you, with a tender spirit, to share your reflections in the comments below. Your words may be the balm for another weary soul. Your prayer may be the blessing that lifts someone who feels forgotten. If you know someone who needs to hear this message, that running does not erase love, that God restores what is meant to be, please share this with them. And if you feel led, if you feel that this message has been a blessing, you may also choose to leave a super thanks. Every seed sown here helps these words reach further, helps them remain available for those searching in the quiet hours of the night, wondering if God still sees them. Your support is more than help. It is ministry. I thank you for it deeply, and I bless you for even considering it. Now let us return to the whisper. They tried to run, but running taught them something they could never have learned by staying. It taught them that love is not replaceable. It taught them that you are not forgettable. It taught them that peace cannot be found in escape. Every time they tried to silence the truth, it grew louder. Every time they tried to bury the memory, it bloomed again. Every time they tried to run from God's design, they found themselves circling back to the same revelation. You are theirs, and they are yours. Yes, beloved, this is the mystery of divine love. It is not fragile. It is not fleeting. It does not collapse under pressure. It bends. It stretches. It endures seasons of silence, and yet it remains. And when God calls, no wall can stand, no fear can endure, no distance can remain unchallenged. Soon, they will return not only with longing, but with clarity. They will return not only with emotion, but with conviction. They will return not only with empty words, but with a readiness to walk in the fullness of love God has written for you both. This is not a fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. This is the whisper of angels, carrying to you the truth that heaven has already decreed. What God joins together cannot be undone by running. Take courage, beloved soul. The waiting is not forever. The ache will not last without healing. God is not only calling them back, He is preparing you to receive them. He is softening your heart, teaching you forgiveness, stretching your patience, deepening your wisdom. So that when the door opens again, you will not meet them with bitterness, but with compassion. You will not greet them with fear, but with faith. You will not cling to the past, but embrace the future God has promised. And together you will begin again stronger, gentler, and more anchored in God's love than ever before. This is why you must not give up. This is why you must not lose hope. This is why you must keep your spirit open, not to be hurt again, but to be healed together. For love is not about perfection. Love is about persistence. Love is not about never stumbling. Love is about always returning, and by God's hand, they are returning to you. Beloved, rest in this truth tonight. They tried to run, but every step away only brought them closer to the moment of surrender. And soon, you will see with your own eyes what heaven has been whispering all along. Love that is written by God may wander, but it never dies. And when the time is right, it always comes home. Welcome again, beloved soul, that it is no accident that you are still here, listening to these whispers carried on the breath of heaven. Your spirit has been drawn, not by chance, but by design. And today, the angels lean close with a final truth. Yes, they tried to run, but the one who calls them back is the same one who holds your future together. This message is not only about their return. It is about the greater purpose of why they return. God does not restore relationships simply to comfort the lonely. He restores them because love is a holy tool, a sacred vessel through which His glory can be revealed on earth. Yes, they ran. Yes, they resisted. Yes, they thought they could escape what heaven had spoken. But when they return, it will not be a mere reunion, it will be a testimony. Your story will become a living witness of what happens when God writes a bond that no distance can erase. When people see you together, they will not only see love between two souls, they will see the faithfulness of God, that they will see that even in wandering, His hand never let go. They will see that even in delay, His timing was perfect. They will see that even in brokenness, His love was always strong enough to heal. Beloved, this is why your journey has been so heavy, because it was not only about you, it was about the lives your love will touch, the hearts your testimony will inspire, the faith your endurance will awaken. God trusted you to hold this space, to keep the light burning, even when the night was long. And because you did, because you remained faithful, because you chose hope over despair, heaven now prepares to honor you with fulfillment. Yes, they are coming back, but more than that, they are coming back changed. The one who ran in fear will return in faith. One who resisted truth will return in surrender. The one who doubted love will return in reverence. And the bond you share will be deeper, wider and stronger than it ever could have been without the season of wandering. This is the mystery of God's weaving. He allows the strands to separate, only to tie them back together in a knot that cannot be undone. He allows the heart to wander, only to bring it back with greater hunger for what is real. He allows the silence, only to make the reunion more sacred, more precious, more undeniable. Beloved soul, your waiting has not been wasted. Your tears have not been ignored. Your prayers have not been forgotten. They have been gathered, treasured, and answered in ways far greater than you can yet see. The angels whisper, prepare your spirit, not only for their return, but for the mission that follows, for when they come back. You will not simply love each other, you will serve God. Together. Your union will be light for others. Your story will be healing for broken hearts. Your faith will inspire faith. This is why the enemy tried so hard to keep you apart. This is why fear rose up so strongly. This is why they ran, because what God has joined is powerful, sacred, and unstoppable. And now as they return, that power will be released. Beloved, pause here with me for just a moment. If these whispers have been a blessing to you, I humbly invite you to subscribe, so you may continue to walk with me in these peaceful words. I also welcome you to share your reflections or your prayer requests in the comments below. Your honesty may become the encouragement someone else is waiting for. If someone you know needs this word, that running is never the end, that God restores what He ordains, please share this video with them. And If you feel led, you may also support this space with a super thanks. Every offering helps me continue creating these quiet messages, sending them further into the world, where weary hearts are still searching for hope. I am deeply grateful for you, for your listening, for your spirit. Your presence here is already a gift. Let us return now to the whisper. They tried to run, but they could not run from the truth that you are theirs. They tried to run, but they could not outrun the call of God. They tried to run, but they could not escape the love that was written before time itself began. And now as they return, you will see something more than human love. You will see divine orchestration. You will see how every tear was gathered into a river of joy. You will see how every silence became the soil of growth. We'll see how every detour was only a longer road home. Beloved, when you look into their eyes again, you will know that God has been here all along. You will know that the angels have been guiding every step. You will know that the love you carried in faith was not in vain, and you will feel heaven's peace pour into your soul like sunlight after rain. This is not simply about them returning to you. It is about you both returning to God. Together. It is about walking into a new season, hand in hand, carrying a testimony of divine faithfulness. It is about rising as partners, not only in love, but in purpose. Because when God restores, He multiplies. When God heals, He strengthens. When God unites, He blesses beyond measure. So trust this, beloved. The one who ran is on their way back. Not in fear, not in confusion, but in surrender to the holy call. They can no longer resist, and you will not only receive them, you will receive the future God has promised. A future filled with love, a future filled with peace, a future filled with the beauty of two souls finally walking the path they were always meant to walk. So breathe. Beloved soul. Be still. Trust that the story is not ending in loss. It is unfolding in divine return. For they tried to run, but God called them back to you. And soon, you will see with your own eyes what your spirit has always known. Love that is written in heaven cannot die on earth. It lives. It endures. It returns. And it is returning now. Welcome again. Beloved soul, your heart has walked with me through many whispers. You have heard the truth that they tried to run. You have heard the promise that God has called them back. And now, in this quiet moment, heaven leans closer so to remind you. The return is not only about love, it is about transformation. For when God restores, He does not bring things back in the same fragile form. No, He reshapes them. He purifies them. He breathes new life into them. So when they return, they will not simply come as the one who once left. They will come as the one who has been touched, humbled, and changed by God. You see, the wilderness was not wasted. The silence was not meaningless. The distance was not punishment. It was preparation. They needed to run to learn what could not be learned in comfort. They needed to wander to understand the sacredness of home. They needed to break to understand the beauty of healing. And now, the angels whisper, prepare your heart for something greater than what was before. Because the love that is returning is not the same love that once stumbled. It is stronger, deeper, wiser, and more aligned with God's will. Yes, beloved soul, you are stepping into a season of restoration. But restoration is never simply about going back. It is about going forward with greater strength. It is about rising higher with greater faith. It is about stepping together into a future more radiant than the past could ever have been. Do you see it? Do you feel it? The ache you carried was not a sign of emptiness. It was a sign of birth. Something new was being born in both of you. And now, heaven is drawing the two of you together, not only to love, but to shine. For your story will be more than a reunion. Will be a beacon. Others will see and say, if God could restore them, He can restore me. Others will see and say, if God could turn their running into returning, He can do the same for my weary soul. And thus, your love becomes a ministry. Your union becomes a testimony. Your journey becomes a light. Beloved, let me pause here to whisper gently. If these words of peace fill your heart with calm, I invite you to subscribe so that you may continue to walk with me in these sacred messages. You are also welcome to share your reflections and prayer requests in the comments below, for your voice may carry healing to another. If someone you know needs to hear this word of hope, please share this with them. And if you feel moved, you may bless this channel with a super thanks. Your kindness helps me keep creating these messages, helps them reach more souls, helps light travel further into the night where someone is still searching. I thank you with a tender heart for simply being here. Now, let us return to the whisper. They tried to run, they tried to hide, they tried to silence the voice of love, but God was never absent. He walked beside them. Even as they wandered. He whispered in their silence. He guided them in their confusion. And now he leads them back, not as they were, but as they are becoming. And you, beloved soul, are also not the same. This waiting has changed you. It has deepened you. It has made you softer in compassion, stronger in faith, richer in wisdom. You are not who you were when they left. You are who you were meant to be when they returned. And together, the two of you will walk into a season unlike any before. For this is not a cycle of leaving and returning. This is a covenant of staying. This is not a story of fear. It is a testimony of faith. This is not a fragile thread. It is a divine tapestry. The angels whisper. You are ready. The waiting has ripened. The promise has matured. The return is not only near, it is holy. So hold this truth close to your heart tonight. They tried to run, but they cannot outrun love. They cannot outrun destiny. They cannot outrun God. And when God calls, the soul always finds its way home. And home, beloved one, is you. Welcome once more. Beloved soul, you are still here, listening, waiting, receiving, and this is not by accident. The angels are still speaking. The whisper has not ended, for love does not end, and God's truth continues to unfold like an endless river. And so the message deepens. They tried to run, but in their running, they discovered that love is not a place you can escape from. It is a calling you cannot deny. You see, when the soul is marked by God for love, distance cannot erase it, fear cannot silence it, pride cannot destroy it. Even the act of running becomes part of the journey back, for every step they took away was only another reminder of where they belonged. Beloved, I know you have grown weary. I know you have asked, why did they leave me in the first place? Why did they put me through this pain? And the angels whisper in reply, because the running revealed what words never could. It revealed that no one else could fill the space you hold. It revealed that peace is not found in hiding, but in surrender. It revealed that love ordained by God does not vanish. It grows stronger in absence, brighter in silence, deeper in longing. Yes, they're leaving hurt. Yes, their silence, wounded. But every tear has watered the soil of your future joy. Every ache has been shaping your heart to recognize the beauty of what is returning. Every unanswered question has become an opening for God to speak peace directly to your soul. Do you see now? Your waiting has not been wasted. Your endurance has not been for nothing. Your faith has not been forgotten. The one who ran is being reshaped. The one who resisted is being softened. The one who hid is being uncovered by the light of God's truth. And when they come, they will not come in fear. They will come in surrender. They will not come with excuses. They will come with humility. They will not come as they left. They will come as they were meant to be. Beloved, let me pause here to remind you gently. If this message has soothed your heart, I invite you to subscribe, so you may walk with me again in these sacred whispers. You are also welcome to share your thoughts, your prayers, or simply your reflections in the comments below. Your words may carry healing to someone who is walking a journey very much like yours. If you know a soul who needs this message, share it with them. Be the messenger that heaven uses. And if your spirit feels moved, you may offer a super thanks. Each gift helps me continue creating these quiet spaces of peace, reaching those who are in the midnight hour of their own story. I thank you, humbly, with all my heart. Now, let us return. They tried to run, but the truth followed them. They tried to silence the voice of love, but the voice grew louder. They tried to hide from what they felt, but every empty road pointed them back to you. And when they return, beloved, it will not be weak. It will not be half-hearted. It will be clear. It will be certain. It will be holy. For God does not call halfway. God does not restore partially. God does not heal in fragments. When He brings something back, He makes it whole. When He restores, He multiplies. When He writes a love story, He writes it with permanence. So, do not fear the past. Do not fear the wounds. Do not fear the silence. For they are not the end. They are only the preparation for a beginning that will be richer than anything you could have imagined. The angels whisper. Trust. Trust the timing. Trust the unfolding. Trust the hand that never lets go. Even when people do not trust the God who turns wandering into returning, pain into purpose, tears into testimony. And soon, beloved soul, you will see the promise with your own eyes. They tried to run, but the running is over, and love is calling them home. Home to God, home to truth, home to you. Welcome back, beloved soul. The whisper of heaven has not left you. It lingers still, resting upon your spirit like the morning dew upon the grass. And today, the angels bring a final piece of this sacred truth into your heart. They tried to run. They thought distance would protect them from the weight of love, from the responsibility of destiny, from the voice of God calling them to something greater than themselves. But what the human heart tries to resist, heaven still redeems. What was buried by fear, God uncovers with grace. What was left in silence, He speaks again with power. And now, beloved, you stand in the place of receiving. Receiving not just the return of someone's heart, but the proof that God's word does not fail. Receiving not just the presence of another, but the reminder that divine timing never arrives too late. The angels whisper that every tear you cried watered the ground of promise. Every lonely prayer rose like incense, catching the attention of heaven itself. And though you wondered if anyone heard, the one who sees all has never turned His gaze away from you. Do you feel it now? The stirring within you, the gentle rhythm of peace replacing the ache of waiting? This is God's way of preparing your heart, so that when the one who ran returns, you no longer greet them from a place of fear, but from a place of strength, faith, and grace. The angels want you to understand this deeply. Their return is not about proving your worth. It is about fulfilling God's design. You were already chosen, already loved, already enough. Their running did not diminish you. Their absence did not define you. And their return is not your validation. It is God's confirmation. Breathe in this truth, dear one. Let it settle in the tender spaces of your soul. Because what is unfolding in your life is not an accident. It is not coincidence. It is covenant. If this message resonates with your spirit, take a quiet moment to share your reflections in the comments. Let your words become a testimony that strengthens not only your heart, but the hearts of others who walk a similar path. And if you feel moved, consider supporting this channel with a super thanks. Your kindness helps keep these gentle words flowing, reaching souls across the world who need the same reminder you are receiving today. Now, listen once more, beloved soul. God called them back not simply because you asked, but because He ordained it. He wrote your stories together before you ever spoke a word. He allowed the wandering so that when they returned, their steps would no longer be weak with doubt, but steady with devotion. So do not be afraid of their past hesitation. Do not dwell on the seasons of silence. Instead, open your heart to the miracle of God's timing. For the same one who brought them back is the one who will sustain the love that follows. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. You are carried. You are cherished. You are part of a story written in eternity. Let your soul rest tonight in this holy truth. They tried to run, but love is stronger than fear, and God is stronger than distance. And in His mercy, He has called them back to you. If your heart feels the peace of this word, I invite you to subscribe for more gentle guidance like this, so that you may continue to walk each day with encouragement from above. And may you share this message with someone who longs to know that even when love seems lost, heaven always has a way of bringing it home. Peace be upon you, beloved. May your heart be still. May your spirit rejoice. And may you forever remember, God's promises never fail. Beloved soul, let us return again to this sacred moment. The angels are here, and their message is steady, like the gentle rhythm of waves brushing against the shore. They come to tell you of the way God is moving in the one who tried to run from you. They come to reveal what happens when the Creator of love softens a heart that once resisted. There was a time when they believed distance was their safety, when turning away felt easier than confronting the truth of what was rising between you. They told themselves they could carry on without you, that their path was brighter apart. Yet heaven saw what their eyes could not. Heaven saw the threads of destiny that connected you. The angels say, you were not forgotten. You were never erased. You were written into them in ways they could never escape. And so God began a quiet work in their soul. Not loud, not forced, but like rain softening hard ground. A slow undoing of pride. A gentle breaking of walls. For when God desires two souls to meet again, He does not leave one wandering forever. The breaking of illusions at first, they thought leaving you meant freedom. They thought it meant they could chase after something easier, something less demanding, something that would not require them to be vulnerable. But the angels whisper, every substitute faded. Every distraction grew hollow. In the silence of their nights, when no one else could see, they felt the ache of your absence. And though they tried to silence it, though they tried to convince themselves, it was nothing. The ache only deepened. Beloved, this was not punishment. This was God allowing their illusions to collapse so truth could shine through. God does not coerce love, but He does remove what blinds us to it. And so one by one, the things they ran toward began to lose their glow. The people they turned to did not understand them the way you did. The paths they chose seemed promising at first, but ended in dead ends. Until finally, they could no longer deny. The one they tried to escape was the very one their soul longed for. God's gentle hand. It was then that God began to soften them. He spoke not through thunder, but through whispers. Not through force, but through gentle conviction. The angels say their heart is tender now in ways it never was before. They are learning humility. They are learning what it means to need another person, not from weakness but from love. They are learning what it means to say, I was wrong, and I miss you. Do you see, beloved, how God redeems even the detours? How He turns even the running away into a story of return? Your role in this sacred work now, the angels turn their gaze to you. They say, prepare your heart, for when they return, they may not have perfect words. They may stumble, they may approach with trembling hands. But do not despise the smallness of their first steps. For even in their faltering, God's work is evident. Your role is not to carry bitterness, but to carry discernment. To know when their return is sincere, and when their heart is truly aligned with God's timing. To welcome with grace, but also with wisdom. For reconciliation is not about rushing. It is about building on holy ground, step by step, brick by brick, with God as the cornerstone. The angels promise, and now a promise is given. This bond will not be wasted. The pain, the silence, the confusion, it was all preparing a deeper foundation. The angels whisper, they will not run again. Not in the way they once did. For this time, they know what it is to lose you. This time, they understand what is at stake. So do not fear. Do not think your waiting has been in vain. Heaven has been working even in the shadows. Beloved, breathe these words in. Let them fill you with peace. God is still writing this story. And though the pages turn slowly, the chapter ahead holds a reunion not born of chance, but of divine design. Hold steady. Love is returning. Not the same love that once wavered, but a love refined, purified, and chosen. The angels stand with you. Heaven's hand rests upon you. And the one who tried to run will soon discover that they were never running from you. They were only running from themselves until God turned them back toward the truth. Amen.